Alright man, what's good with y'all? So we've lost so many rap legends in these past 10 years. Some while in the peak of their fame and others after they already built their legacy. And in every single instance, fans all around the world were struck to hear the news. And a rapper who I feel's fan base wholeheartedly cared for him and still keeps his name alive to this day is XXXTentacion. And the reason I wanted to make this video is just because how much he's still talked about today. Because the influence and power he had on the youth, it was way more than just his music. His words, his beliefs, they were way deeper than music, and the people who really understood him, they idolized him because he was like a voice for the youth. He was like 19 preaching to old heads about self-love and finding peace. For people who are somehow unfamiliar, X started out when he blew up off SoundCloud for one of the hardest songs of all time. And that lasted a minute of him doing just scream rap. That shit was tough. But then, there was a point in X's career where he just made a complete change in his character. Now of course he wasn't perfect overnight, but he learned about spirituality and the laws of the universe. And this led X to realize that his fame's an illusion. He started realizing the only thing that actually matters is taking care of yourself. He also became hyper aware of just the industry's lies and things that go on deep that the public doesn't see. So he started making all his music for 32 Hertz. He started giving back to the community and just posting more YouTube videos to really engage with his fan base. What other rappers doing that? Now you see NLE. But bro, X blueprinted NLE's whole career. X even shaved his eyebrows just to overcome judgment and build confidence. Now the best part about X's story is while bettering himself, he was still charting and doing amazing numbers, rather than NLE who, his numbers dropped and he went right back to his old shit. X was able to do the best numbers he had ever done after changing his sound. And like I said earlier, dying in the prime of your career is truly devastating. And with all the seeds that X planted and never got to act on because his short-lived career, where would X be if he was still alive? So I just want to talk hypothetically about where I think X and his sound of music would have been if he was still alive. So my first question is, how would X have adjusted to the new wave of music? Because 2018, shortly after his death, the rap music that was popping was like Drip Too Hard, Yes Indeed, and it was all of a sudden like the rise of these Atlanta slime rappers, you know what I'm saying? And by that I just mean like that flowy melodic trap beat though, but with street lyrics. And with this change, it was time for the 2016 melodic wave. They had to transition, as we've seen so many rappers do, but some made it and some didn't. And with X, do you think he would have transitioned? Imagine X on a song with Gunna or Baby. It's kinda sad we never got to see him work with them. X and King Von, bro, there's so many rappers that X never got to see. But in my opinion, still, I feel like music evolving, he still would have always been outside the box on his own time. Because after he changed his sound of music, bro, he was dropping projects of slow melodic tracks just with deep ass meaning. Really showed he's not trying to make club hits, he just wanted that timeless music, and that's for sure what he did. And hypothetically, I think X would have evolved just fine with the movement. Even though rappers like Trippie are told their older work will always be their best, X was different. Because he changed so much as a person, he would have still been making his hard ass songs like Look at Me, but with even newer production and just a better studio. Along with his softer work, which he could have got people outside to collab with, and just like, bro, his music just would have changed so much with time. Honestly, what his music would have been like, I can't even imagine. Because he was still so young when he died. He already had expanded and learned so much in just his 2-year career. So I can say for a fact, I'm sure he would have been just fine in today's industry, if he'd even want to be involved in it. Because musically, that's where I think he's at. But X as a person, man, he's interesting. His beliefs, his character, he was really a role model for a lot of young people who struggled in life. And after X learned more about spirituality and the laws of the universe and just the world in general, I can only imagine his opinions with the world right now, man. It is one of the saddest deaths, because imagine what he would say about politics, social media, or just day-to-day life. 2018 was 5 years ago, and the world has changed a lot since then. A lot of things have just come into our life since then, especially a teenager or somebody in their 20s in our generation. Anybody who was a fan of X understands what I mean when I say I wish we could just hear him on live in 2023. Because a lot of the shit he said in those lives, they hold more value now than they ever did before. But let's just say he probably wouldn't have been talking too long, because the industry really could have blackballed him. My mind tells me that the outcomes for what he could be doing as a person if he never died, it's truly something only X knows. Because X as a person was interesting. So young, yet already giving back and trying to help the youth. I feel like X's purpose was just deeper than music, and he really would have done some revolutionary ass shit. And with all his words and awareness about the industry and the labels, it's not surprising so many people think that he got set up. The world truly wasn't ready for X. Overall, I still think that's one of the saddest deaths, man, in the last 10 years. XXX in 2023 would have had so much to say, it amazes me. But of course, man, we're just thinking over here, man. It's been your boy 10 Toes. Rest in peace, X. Until next time, for sure.